Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Amy, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet a sweater for your doll. Or you could call it a cardigan. It's not really a sweater because it doesn't like button up or zip up or anything. It's just like an open type of cardigan. Like these that I made for my dolls. I just finished this one. Jillian is wearing, it's like kind of a purplish, dark purple color. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this is what hers looks like. It's got like fringe all the way around. That's hers. And then Reagan is wearing this white one that I made not that long ago. It's got buttons here that are not functional and a pocket that is functional. Actually, two pockets. So that's her little cardigan. Looks like this in the back. And my Gabriella doll is wearing this colorful cardigan that I made. I think I made it last year sometime. It's just got a bunch of different colors in it. Some of the yarn is like fuzzy. And it looks like this in the back. So I'm not going to show how to do the different colors like I did here. I could save it for another video. But I'm going to show how I do, like how I crochet these like cardigans for my dolls. Because it's like basically the same process, except for this, you just like merge different colors, but I'm not going to show that this time. But let me know if you would like to see a video on how to do that. I also make them little purses sometimes, like this one. That's the one that Gabriella was wearing, but you open it and it's a functioning purse. I have a few more tucked in my drawer over there. I'll try to bring them out. Unfortunately, I don't have the other outfits that I made up here. I think they're like stored away in the basement. But I made this purse you can use. But I will try to put like pictures in the video of the different outfits that I've made. I still have the pictures. But yeah, this video is probably going to be over the process of like a few weeks because it does take a while to make these. I'm not going to be telling you like how to crochet. This is for people who already like basically know how to do like a single crochet. And increase and decrease because that's all I use pretty much. I also make hats too, but I don't think I have any up here right now. But let me know if you'd like to see like a tutorial later on how to do like the purses and the different hats that I've made. This video I'm going to be using brown yarn. Now you may think that's ugly, but it can be a good color for like a cardigan to like mix and match. I like doing basic colors because like the white and like this color, like you can match it, mix and match with like different outfits. And it doesn't like only match one thing. Like this, like it's kind of hard to style because it's got so many different colors in it. So we're just going to use ugly brown. Besides, my supply of yarn is kind of limited now. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I start making the cardigan. I usually start with the sleeves, so we're first going to start our loop, slip knot, sorry, I'm not used to teaching people how to do this, and then we are going to do about 31, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the terminology. I don't like do like patterns. I usually just make it up as I go, so this is probably going to be everywhere, but I usually chain about 31 of them just so that they can like fit their hands in the sleeve. So I mean, this even a little bit baggy. If you wanted it to be thinner, you could do like what I did with my cardigan that Gabriella is wearing, where it's like skinny around the wrist, and then I increased and then made like the sleeves bigger. But for now I'm just going to do like what I did with Jillian's sweater and make it the same length all the way up. The sleeves are the most boring part in my opinion because it's just like continuous single crochet in a loop for like, I don't know, however many inches. Maybe about like 4 inches. I just usually go by like my dolls and just like kind of I think it's like different pretty much every time I make one, so there are no rules. Hey, this is future Amy popping in to say that these measurements are kind of wrong. So I went through and I filmed the whole video. I finished making the cardigan and it turned out way too small. So I'm going to be like changing things throughout the video, changing the pattern a little bit, because I ended up making a different variation of the sweater and I made it a little bit bigger this time. I'll show you the difference of how it looks. Okay, so I have Kit here with me. She's going to model the jackets. The first jacket that I finished, yeah, I did not measure anything, as you will see in the video. I just kind of winged it. I think I rushed it a little bit and it ended up being too small. Some of them do turn out that way, and that's because I don't use a pattern. At least I didn't until now. This video has changed me. But this is what it looked like. I mean, it looks halfway decent, but the back, as you can see, there's all this like fabric, this like pooching out in the back, and I wanted to figure out how to fix it because I just felt like this was too small, especially if she would be wearing a shirt with sleeves. Like, it just would not work at all. So this is the first one. It even had buttons, but I ended up cutting them off and using them on the second jacket. I will model that for you, or Kit will. And this is the updated jacket that I made. It is a little bit more bulkier. I wish I would have made the sleeves a bit thinner, but it doesn't really have that same bunching in the back, at least not on this part of the back. Like I said, the sleeves are a little bit, like in the shoulders, a little bit too much. Kind of looks like she has shoulder padding in, but it looks better than the other one in my opinion. I also added a pocket, like I show how to do, basically the same way. I added buttons, just sewed on buttons to the side. I also added like green detailing, which I did not show how to do in the video, but I can do in another video if you're actually interested. But this is how the jacket should look, as I've made corrections throughout the video. This is my cat, by the way. Her name is Tula. She wants attention, but she doesn't like when I hold her, so I don't know what she wants. She wants to be in the video. Say hi. Okay, so we're gonna start chaining 31. Already did. Okay, now that we have 31, you always want to test it with your doll to make sure that it fits. So I'm just going to, I mean, it's kind of awkward while she's wearing this, but if I hold it around her wrist like this, I can see that it's going to fit. So now this is kind of the tricky part. I'm sure that there's better ways to do this, but I will just connect them. So take the end of the chain and put my crochet hook through there, and that way it makes a loop. And then I can single crochet around the whole chain, and I just endlessly do that until it gets long enough to be a sleeve, which I will test on my doll just to make sure that it's fitting, and I will crochet it until it gets to about this length. So nice sleeve length. And you also want to turn it wrong side out whenever you are done crocheting the sleeve, because it makes it look nicer. So I'll meet up with you guys whenever I have at least one of the sleeves. It will take a while. Hey guys, it's the next day and I finished the first sleeve. I have Reagan modeling it for me. So I don't know how many rows this is. I don't usually like count that, but I just make it however long I want it. You can obviously make it shorter if you want, but I just make it long enough to where it fits underneath her armpit and it comes down all the way to her arm. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing for the other sleeve. Like I said earlier, you're going to want to turn it wrong side out, so this is what it looked like originally. It just looks really bulky and weird, but if you turn it wrong side out, it looks much better. So you're going to do this same exact thing, but for the second sleeve. Hey guys, I'm back. It is the same day, but I went somewhere, so I changed my shirt. But I finished the other sleeve. So here are the sleeves. Usually whenever I make sleeves, one is like a little bigger than the other, which I don't really know why. but whenever they're actually on the sweater and like the doll's wearing the sweater, you can't tell. So these are both of my sleeves, and you don't have to leave like a really long string whenever you cut it off because they're not going to be used for anything, just long enough to where it's not like gonna unravel. But here are the sleeves, and I did turn both of them wrong side out. Again, just to show what they look like on Reagan. They come up right underneath her armpits, which is exactly what we want. So let's move on to the bottom half of the cardigan. To do the bottom half, we are just going to make another slip knot, and we're going to chain as many times as we need to get the length to go around her waist. So if you want the sweater to be like to where it comes like completely all the way in front, you're going to chain something long enough to go completely around her waist. So the chain is going to be like the back of the cardigan. So pretend these are like the opening flaps of the cardigan. So if you want it to be opened, I hope this makes sense. If you want it to be opened up more, you're going to chain something long enough to reach halfway around her waist. But if you want it to come all the way to like her hypothetical belly button, you would chain it longer. So I don't usually have a specific number that I do. I usually just make up my cardigans as I go, but I'm going to count and tell you how many that I did for Reagan. I'm probably going to do it to where it's more open, but I have been thinking about it, and I think I'm going to add pockets and buttons for this one to look like the white sweater that I showed you earlier. It's not a sweater, it's a cardigan. But I'm going to try to like add the pockets and the buttons and show you how to do that. And I'll show you how to do the fringe as well that I did on Jillian's that she's wearing, but it won't stay on this jacket. So I'm going to count how many times I chain and let you know. Okay, I just did a chain of 42, and show you whenever I put it around her waist what it looks like. So this is as open as the cardigan is going to be. This end is one side and this end is the other, and we're going to attach it to the sleeves eventually, but it's going to wrap around the back like this. So obviously if you want it to be like closer, then you would chain more, but I just did 42 and it gets to about this width. And that is how you're going to start out with the bottom of your cardigan. And from there, you are just going to single crochet back and forth on this chain that you made until you get to the length that you desire. You can spend a lot of time and make the cardigan really long. You can make it short. That's up to you, but just you're going to make it the length that you want it, and then we'll move on from there. I'm going to jump ahead. It'll probably take me a couple days, I feel like, or maybe sometime tomorrow to get the back finished, and then I'll show you what that looks like. But to start off, just in case you're confused, I'm going to single crochet in the chain that I made. If you're following this tutorial, you probably already know how to crochet, but if not, good for you. That's awesome that you're learning. I learned almost a year ago, never expected to enjoy crocheting at all. They were having an event at my church, and I just went because my friends were going, and I like picked it up really quickly, and my grandma gave me a bunch of yarn, this included, that she didn't want anymore. She gave me all of her old crochet hooks, and so I just started like watching YouTube videos and learning that way. The first thing I ever made was a shirt for my dolls. I crocheted a little kind of like a crop top thing, and from Now and Forever AG made a video on it, and I followed her video, and that was the first thing I ever successfully crocheted besides just like a chain. So I have really loved crocheting ever since I got into it. I decided to make my own clothes for my dolls sometime last year. The first outfit that I made was interesting. The sleeves were way too long. I had to do a lot of work on it to make it look halfway decent, but I just got addicted to it, got addicted to coming up with my own patterns and just being creative that way and like not having to follow any like strict guidelines. Like I could just make it up as I go. Usually whenever I'm making a cardigan, I don't decide what it looks like until like I'm almost done with it because I never know how it's going to turn out. But that's just the fun of it. And if any of you follow this tutorial, I would love it if you would show me like your finished products. I don't have a Instagram for my dolls anymore. I used to, but like I don't take pictures of my dolls really, so I had nothing to post on there. But I do have a personal Instagram, Amy E. Corbin. If you want to send me your crocheted cardigans on there or just anything that you've crocheted for your dolls, I would love to see it. Okay, once you get to the end of that chain for the first round of single crochet, it's going to look like a curly brown snake, but just hang in there, and I'm going to just keep single crocheting all the way back and forth until I get it the length or the width, the length or the width that I want it. Hey guys, it's a few days later and I have finished the end of the cardigan. I have Reagan here with me. I changed her clothes, but I'm going to show you now how to do the fun part, which I think is fun, but like it kind of gets more difficult from here, attaching the sleeves to this part. So once you get it the length that you want, and it's going to come about right here because you go up to how far you need it underneath the armpits. Also, this is how it looks like. I didn't count the rows, but I will do that now for you. Okay, it's about 19 rows, and once you have that, you want to keep it connected, like don't cut it off of the string. And I recommend having multiple bobby pins or something to like, or if you have one of those little hook things for yarn. I don't, I just have like a bobby pin. And I sometimes use these earrings actually that I'm wearing. So that's what I'm actually going to do this time because it's handy and I don't have a lot of bobby pins with me right now. So I'm going to keep that on the loop there so that it doesn't come undone. But you're going to put it around your doll's waist, exactly where you want it. And make sure the outside of the sweater is already out. So pick whatever side you think looks best. I'm going to have this side and have it facing outward. And once you have it on her, exactly the way you want the cardigan to hang, you're going to put the sleeves on her arms. I already chose what side I want to be the cuff because where you start sometimes looks a little misshapen, if you can tell. So this is going to be, the misshapen part is going to be attached to the sweater so that you won't see it when she's wearing it. But you're going to put the sleeves on. Actually, it'll probably be better if I take the shirt off. So I have it like this. And like I said, you're going to put the sleeves on to underneath the armpit and do the same on this side. And then since my loop is right here, I'm going to start with this sleeve first. I'm going to mark where it comes right at the armpit right here with this bobby pin because that's where I'm going to be attaching the sleeve. Doing the first sleeve is kind of difficult, especially if you haven't done it before, but you're going to hold it up to where you have the bobby pin. Actually, first you're going to get your hook and you're going to single crochet all the way up until this bobby pin. Okay, I single crocheted all the way up to the bobby pin, and this is where I'm going to attach the sleeve. So I'm going to take the side that I want to be hidden, which is think it's this side. And I'm going to hold it up to the, so this, I want this to be the back of the cardigan, so I'm going to hold the sleeve up to that side to where it's like this, and then where the bobby pin is, where I marked it, I'm going to remove that bobby pin and put my hook through one of, it's so hard to show, I don't have a tripod so I can't show like a downward angle, but I'm going to put my hook through one of the loops in the sleeve, and then I'm also going to put it through the hole that I marked to where it's through both of them, and then I'm going to pull in some yarn and single crochet, I guess that's what it's called. So now they're sort of attached, and then you're just going to do that for maybe about half an inch or a little bit more. Okay, I just finished attaching the sleeve. As you can see, this is where I single crochet it up to, and then I attach the sleeve. So it looks like this, and I actually did go about an inch or a little bit less here. And then I am just going to single crochet the rest of the way till I get to, I'm going to mark where the other side of the sleeve will start, and then attach the sleeve, and then single crochet all the way to the end. So I will show you what that looks like. So now what you're going to do is single crochet back the other side, but when you get to the sleeve, start crocheting around the sleeve hole, and then crochet all the way here, and then around the opening here, and then down to the end, and do that back and forth, single crochet, including around the sleeve hole, the armhole. Do that until you get up to about her shoulders. Once I get to that point, I will be back. Hey guys, it is the next day, and I have finished crocheting the sleeves and the cardigan up until the point where I need to start decreasing. So I'm going to take it off of Gabriella, she's my model today. But this is what it looks like now. I think I only went up 5 rows from what I can tell. I didn't like actually count, but just from counting on here, it looks like it's about 5 rows. And this is what it looks like right now. Whenever she's wearing it, it goes not all the way up to her shoulder, but probably about right here. And we don't want to go above the shoulder because this is when we need to start decreasing so that it creates like that curved shoulder. So what we're going to do now is we're going to single crochet 6 times, and then on the 7th do a decrease. Hopefully you know how to do that. If you don't, I can try showing you. Okay, I just finished doing the 1 row of single crocheting 6 times, and then on the 7th doing a decrease like I showed in the little video. I did that for 1 row, and this is what it looks like so far. And this is what it looks like on Gabriella at the moment. It looks kind of bulky, but once it's finished it'll look a lot better. But this is what it looks like right now. You can see it's kind of like starting to slope upward, and it's going to, the next row we're going to do 6 single crochet, and then going to decrease, and then the next row 4 and decrease on 5, next row 3 decrease on 4, and I usually go up to 2, so then the next row after that would be 3 decrease on 2, and then by then it's usually all the way up here. Also, FYI, by the time this video goes up, hopefully Gabriella will still be available on eBay. I am selling her. I just never was able to connect with her. I think it's her hair, because I really enjoy like playing and styling with my other doll's hair, and like with hers you can't really do anything with it because it's like curly. I mean, obviously I could put it in a ponytail and stuff, but it's just not the same. So she is for sale on my eBay. Let me know if you want me to send you the listing. I'm selling her in her meat outfit and her box with her book and a American Girl hair pick. But yeah, this is what it looks like so far, and now I'm going to move on to the next row where I do 5 single crochet, and on the 6th do a decrease. Okay, I am back, and this is what the cardigan looks like at the moment. I ended up doing all the way up until 2 single crochet, and then on the 3rd I did decrease. So this is what it looks like right now. You can obviously stop building up the neckline if you wanted it to be more of a open fit, more like slouchy, like off the shoulder. This is what it looks like in the back. Again, it does look kind of bulky in the back. I think I'm going to start single crocheting maybe 2 or 3 times just to build this neckline so that it's not so off the shoulder, and then when I'm done with that, I will probably finish it off, and then after that we can move on to sewing on some buttons and pockets. Okay, I did 2 more rows of single crochet at the collar, and this is what it currently looks like. Of course, there's lots of like string hanging out and stuff, but we'll get rid of that eventually. You can clearly be done with it if you want to be. If this is exactly just how you want it, no buttons, no pockets or anything, then you are finished with your cardigan. But if you want to go the extra step and add pockets and buttons, then keep watching. Okay, so I tied off the end here at the end of the jacket since we are done crocheting it. Now we're going to move on to the pockets. I'll show you how to do that. It's really simple. You just are going to want to chain however wide you want your pocket. Sorry for those noises in the back. That's my family. So I'll show you. There's not very much room on this one for pockets, so they're not going to be very big. But it'll just give a cute effect anyway. So I'm going to chain there's 11 at the moment, and I'm just going to hold it up to the lower half of my cardigan and see if it's wide enough. Might do, just give me enough space to do 13. Yeah, I'm gonna do chain 13, and then you're just basically going to make a square, a little miniature square that you're going to end up sewing on to the cardigan, and you're gonna make 2 of those, one for each side, or you can just do one if you want to. And in case you're not sure how to make the square, you're just going to, once you have your chain, just go back and forth on the chain until it's however size you want the pocket to be. Okay, I have finished both of the pockets. This is what they turned out to look like. They're roughly the same size, but this is what they look like, and now I'm going to show you how I sew them on the cardigan. I have this sewing needle here. It's bigger than regular sewing needles. I guess it's called like a yarn needle. Yeah, it's the yarn needle. And I just have the same colored yarn that I made the cardigan with. I tied it on the end here, and now I'm just going to sew on the pocket. So I hold it up to where I want it, and you just want to sew the sides, the bottom, and yeah, just the sides and the bottom, because if you want a functioning pocket, if you don't, you can do all sides, but I do the sides and the bottom so that you can like kind of open up the pocket. And don't worry about these little strings, you can cut them off later. I also already cut off the strings on the jacket and like hid them inside the jacket, like here, you know. I just pulled it through with the hook and cut it off to where it couldn't be seen. But I'm going to use this yarn to basically sew on the sides and the end of the pocket. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked, please subscribe, give the video a like. Let me know if you think I should like start selling these kinds of jackets. I don't know if anybody would even be interested because they're not like perfect. There's always some little flaw with them, but I guess I can like tell that because I made it. But let me know if anybody would be interested in possibly like me starting an Etsy shop and selling some of my jackets or like my cardigans. Just let me know. Comment below if you have any video ideas, and thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.